everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the second season of the anime Black Butler, now available on Netflix.
Yes, set more than a year after the first season, we see Sebastian and Ciel return, despite the ending of season 1. And we eventually learn why when we're introduced to a new butler and his master as the deadly game of cat and mouse ensues.
And don't sound too happy because it's not that happy. But before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Yes, and the entire cast of season 1 returns.
Yep.
Including J. Michael Tatum, of course.
Yes, and Todd Habercorn and Lucy Christian.
And Brina Palencia.
And Chris Aries. Among many, many, many other well-known anime voice actors.
Patrick Sace, Ian Sinclair.
Yes.
Yes, Chuck Hoover, Jerry Jewell. Okay.
There's so many.
Yes, so many favorites and doing very memorable. Caitlin Glass, we can't remember. Forget her. Doing very memorable characters, voicing very memorable characters. And as you mentioned, we were kind of confused when it started off, and we have to let you know it's only 12 episodes for season 2. So they put a lot of story into a small number of episodes that range from 22 to 25 minutes each.
Right. And we originally thought they had added seasons 2 and 3, but when we looked, they counted the OVA collection as a third season. So, unfortunately, Netflix was not very truthful in that. But you still get to watch the extra episodes immediately after season 2, and also they provide a backstory to the new characters.
Yes, and if you do want to see season 3,
Book of Circus,
it is available on Amazon Prime. The entire season is $3.99.
Yes.
So, we do not like the new butler and his master. I mean, no.
Yes.
No.
And
Eloise Trancy is the new master.
Right. And then the butler is Claude
Faustus.
Yes. And you kind of get the joke with it, like just when you watch the show, you'll get the irony of the names when you watch the show and you see the characters. So we'll leave it at that.
Right. And he clearly is meant to be the total opposite of Ciel in terms of personality and behavior, values, and he is, and looks. Everything's the opposite of Ciel. Whereas Ciel, you found him adorable, even though you know he made a contract with a demon to get revenge for those who killed his family. You still ended up really, really loving Ciel. That doesn't happen with Eloise.
No.
It's just not possible in any sense of the word. You learn to have empathy for him as the story progresses.
That's true.
But you just don't like
there's no
him
rooting.
as a character.
There's no rooting for him whatsoever.
No.
He is not a character that can, will, or ever deserves redemption.
And I agree.
Yeah, you get how he got this way from his backstory, and there could have been a chance where he didn't end up like that, but because of these situations and people mostly knowing these things were happening to him and just let it happen because they really just didn't care or didn't want to get involved, he ended up being this character.
And he's become so hardened that he totally screws Ciel over
when
everything is said and done. So no, you don't like this character. And he has not only this new butler, but he also has 4 demons that also assist in the cleaning and the matron duties. There's a set of demon triplets, and then there's a single female demon handmaiden. And you don't like any of them either.
No.
So,
and perhaps that was the
House of Trancy is totally despicable.
Right. And perhaps maybe that's the point, because you like pretty much all the characters in the Phantom Hive household, and all the crazy people that are involved with them, whether they're good, bad, neutral, whatever. House of Trancy, there's no one really to get attached to unless you happen to like Claude, because he's supposed to be the eerily similar Sebastian. Maybe because it's inferred that the butlers kind of have a similar attitude and design and everything, because they all have the same type of role. But there's no one really for you to get attached to like the others. You had really likable characters that weren't Sebastian or demons or anything. But for here, it's not happening. You're just gonna watch their story. How does their story connect with the main plot and Ciel, and that's really it.
Right.
You wouldn't want any dedicated episodes, arcs, and everything. Hell, when you watch the first episode, you're kind of just wondering, where's Sebastian, where's Ciel, or why are we on new people? It makes you think at first that this is the new group to focus on, new set to focus on because of how the first season, you think, okay, this is a new Black Butler, which it kind of is, but they're not the whole focus.
Right. And of course, Ciel's fiance, Lady Elizabeth, returns, voiced by Jeremy Lee, and she returns, and you see their relationship has gotten deeper than it was, and I kept laughing because they're 10 years old, and all throughout here, Ciel acted like he was an 80-year-old man, and she would boss him around, and he would just go, yes,
Yeah,
okay. All right. Of course, he didn't want anything to happen to her. You find out in season 1 that he does care for her. And in season 2, you learn that he really has grown to care for her even more. It's cute. And they keep reminding you, you're engaged. You're engaged. You're engaged.
Yeah.
They're engaged.
We got it.
Beyonce better. And it's like, they're 10. They're 10. They're 10.
Right? It's like, well, there's no one else in this household, so we might as well ship them.
Right. So this season has some fun episodes, but for the most part, it is even darker than season 1, because if you remember watching season 1, you didn't get dark into the last few episodes when Sebastian took off his little human form, and they wouldn't even show you him. You had to use your illusion and try to guess what he looked like. In this one, this Butler is a piece of work, and he has absolutely no honor, I guess.
And no loyalty, really.
He's no Chase Young.
Right, and there's no honor, no loyalty, and they show you that he really is the opposite of Sebastian.
And there's lots of darkness that appears throughout this season.
Yes.
And it gets really dark at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So dark that we did not like the ending of this season. And that's all we're going to tell you. Do not be excited for a happy ending.
Right. Plus,
and of course, we have to say, we know he made a contract, and once he got his revenge, Sebastian was supposed to get his soul. We knew that, no, that's not a happy ending, but we expected something different.
You're right.
Well, you got something really different that is not even remotely pleasant.
Right. And there's also a certain thing that's also being more perverse in here, where they kind of touched on it in season 1, but they really didn't go, that far. But in here, they get more risque with their suggestive dialogue and
lots
visuals.
Of fan service.
Lots of fan service. We can't say specifically, but there is a lot of it in here that just kind of is there.
Before you ask, no, not Sebastian.
No, he doesn't do it's not any of the guys. We can say that none of the guys have it, but it just happens to be in here because it's really there. Now in this case, there wasn't really a need for it because it didn't do anything or show how the characters were, because they do this is part of their character because they like to show skin. It's just really there because they wanted to do that.
And it's not Grell.
Yeah. Although he would love to do that.
But we have to say it was entertaining. The story kept our attention. The animation, you could tell, was slightly changed. The voice actors were brilliant as always. And we look forward to seeing the OVAs, which we'll also cover with you in another podcast. If you have not seen season 2, you definitely should watch it. It is still available on Netflix. And if you saw it when it originally aired, let us know what you think in the comments below.
Right. And be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
And our podcast on the OVAs.
Yes. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ask Entertainment.
And Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
In flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Hit her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it to you later on in the form of a locket.